grew up in Kingman, and there was a real sense that we couldn't do anything because we lived out in the middle of nowhere. I've tried so many things, and I think it was Winston Churchill who said, success is going from one failure after another with unbridled enthusiasm. And I think that's true, because I've failed at so many things. I wanted to be a rock drummer, you know. I wanted to be a cartoonist, syndicated, you know. I could go on. But I love it, and I think enthusiasm covers most bets. I'm Bob Boze Bell. I am the executive editor of True West Magazine, a position I've held for 26 years now. I can't believe it. It defies gravity. I'm an artist, a cartoonist. I was in a rock and roll band, and that's who I am. I'm a shameless show-off. I was the only child. My parents had a couple girls that died tragically, and so then you get even more spoiled. So that's who I am. Okay, and also I had a Norwegian father who wouldn't pay attention to me, so he told this story that I would beg him to draw me a train, and so he would draw one, and I would go and draw it and bring it back to him, and he said you could outdraw me after about 3 of those because I was always trying to get his attention. So me playing the drums, me doing artwork, me being a cartoonist, me being a rock and roll is to get my dad's damn attention. I went to the University of Arizona because I wanted to get as far away from Kingman as I could. But I went there on a high school field trip to the University of Arizona, and I just fell in love with it. And I wanted to go there. And this is in the 60s, okay? And I was in an art class. I think we had 147 kids in our art class. I have published so many self-published publications, it's not even funny. And the reason is nobody would publish them. And so I borrowed $5,000 from my father, God bless him, and I put out the first illustrated life and times of Billy the Kid in 1992. So I created this cartoon character called Honky Tonk Sue, which is kind of a amalgamation of all the women that I met who were tough, beautiful, hard, but sensitive. And I got a call from Hollywood saying, we want to make your character into a movie. Really? So Larry McMurtry wrote 3 scripts on Honky Tonk Sue, and Goldie Hawn was scheduled to play her. A character I created at 707 West McKenzie in the spare bedroom. That's heady stuff. There's a magazine I read as a kid, obviously, growing up in Kingman. And so in 1999, it came up for sale. It was going out of business. And 2 crazy friends of mine and I flew to Tulsa, Oklahoma, rented a car, drove to Stillwater, Oklahoma, and paid way too much money for a failing magazine, okay? We brought it to Arizona here, and the first thing that happened is we started losing $30,000 a month. And so I'm not a businessman, you know. Like I said, I married a math teacher so I could balance my checkbook. But my mother called me, and she goes, how's it going, Robert? And I go, Mom, we're losing $30,000 a month. She goes, oh, Robert, you could buy a house with $30,000. I go, a month, Mom. you could. And you know what happened? My wife, in addition to being a math teacher, is a family therapist. So I've gotten a lot of therapy for free. So she told me, you need to be aware everyone has a reticular activator. And what it is a conduit to the universe is trying to help you. And you need to pay attention. This is what worked for me, okay? And if that inspires you, God bless you.
So what would you say is your proudest moment to date?
Being married to the same woman for 46 years and having 2 children with her. I've done nothing more wonderful than that. I also am proud that I stayed in Cave Creek. I'm coming up on 40 years there. My family moved every 2 years. You know, we were always on the go. And I said, you know, someday I'm going to be like my grandfather. I'm going to live on a farm. I'm going to stay in that place. And I've been in Cave Creek now 40 years next year. This is the most outrageous state, fantastic. It's the most beautiful state. We have a lot of things going on that worry me, but that's, welcome to the world. But you know what? I was driving across there this morning, and I saw that sunrise, and I looked to the sky, and I said, thank you, Dad. I haven't won an Academy Award. I'm not President of the United States. But other than that, I've done okay. And it's because I'm not afraid. We're so lucky. We're so lucky to live in this country. We're so lucky that we live in Arizona. I'm so lucky that I'm a part of the state that made me.